The Yankees just split a 4-game series against Toronto, winning the first two 7-6 and 5-4, and losing the last two 2-1 and 2-0. And honestly, this series feels like a perfect summary of what this team currently is, because the Yankees showed resilience, power, starting pitching upside, and some emerging contributors, but they also showed the exact same issues we keep coming back to. They don't create enough margin. Every game feels fragile, every late inning feels stressful, and when the offense cools off even slightly, everything tightens immediately. Game 1, we win 7-6. Ryan Weathers started. He went 5.1 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. The Yankees were down 3-1. They were down 5-3. And 2 two-run homers in the 7th put them up 7-5. The 2-run homers came from Bellinger and Chisholm. Goldschmidt added a solo home run earlier in the game. And Goldschmidt, Bellinger, Jazz, and Volpe all had 2-hit games. Bednar came in to pitch the 9th, goes 1 inning, giving up 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He had a walk and a double that scored a run and put the tying run on second base with no outs, and somehow was able to close it out. In Game 2, we win 5-4. Will Warren starts, goes 5.0 innings, gives up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. This is another game that the Yankees trailed. They were down 3-0 in the 4th before Ryan McMahon hit a 3-run homer to tie the game, followed by a 2-run homer from Ben Rice in the 5th to give the Yankees the lead. Again, there was drama in the 9th inning, as Doval comes in, goes 1 inning, gives up 2 hits, an earned run, and a walk. And again, the Yankees allowed a run to score in the 9th and had the tying and go-ahead runs on base in the 9th inning before finally winning. Game 3 is where things changed a little bit. You had another great game pitched by Cam Schlittler. He goes 6+ innings, allowing 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The first walk that he gave up was in the 7th inning when he walked in a run with the bases loaded, after a really tough 10-pitch at-bat. Jazz went 3 for 4 in the game. The rest of the team had 3 hits combined. The Yankees also had the tying run on second base in the 9th with 2 outs, and Rosario struck out. One of the positives was seeing Yovanny Cruz make his debut, going 2 innings, giving up 0 hits, 0 walks, 0 runs, and getting 3 strikeouts. But the Yankees lose 2-1. And in Game 4, the Yankees' offense absolutely disappeared. So we had Rodon start the game, go 5 innings, give up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and get 7 strikeouts. We had a McMahon double in the 2nd, a Spencer Jones single in the 5th, and a Rice single in the 6th. And that was it for the Yankees offense. And they lose the game 2-0. So the Yankees split the series, but if you look deeper, there's 2 narrow wins and 2 low-scoring losses. Late stress in every single game. And that's the story. So, what held in this series? Well, the offense showed fight early. In Game 1, they fell behind. They fought their way back. They got those home runs from Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and Chisholm. In Game 2, the Yankees responded offensively after falling behind again with their 3-run homer from McMahon and the 2-run homer from Ben Rice. And that offensive fight matters. That fight, when you go down, to be able to rely on different hitters, because in both of those games, you get 5 home runs from 5 different guys. You get contributions up and down the lineup. That's huge. So for the first half of the series, the Yankees offense showed some fight. Another thing that held, Cam Schlittler. As we say every time he pitches now, another quality start, 6+ innings, 2 runs, and this is becoming one of the most important developments on the team because he is becoming the key to this rotation. And the third thing that held was Yovanny Cruz looked really impressive in his debut. He went to 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. And that's worth paying attention to considering the Yankees desperately need stability in that bullpen. Now, unfortunately, he did get sent back down to AAA with Cole starting the game on Friday. So we won't see him for the next week and a half, 2 weeks at least. But it was definitely a positive to see that we were right about having some possible options for the bullpen depth down in the minors. What did not hold in this series was late game comfort. Again, Bednar allows traffic and a run in the 9th in Game 1, and then in Game 2, Doval allows traffic and a run to score in the 9th. So even in wins, nothing feels secure. There was not one game in this entire series that you felt comfortable. Second thing that didn't hold was the offensive consistency. And we've been seeing this now all season, where this team can explode and they can go silent. And in games 3 and 4, we scored a grand total of 1 run. And that's the issue. The Yankees can hit home runs, but they still disappear way too often. The third thing that did not hold in this series was superstar production. Aaron Judge only went 1 for 15 in this series with a walk and 8 strikeouts. And when Judge disappears, the offense changes completely. We saw it in 2023 when he missed time with the injury and the Yankees didn't make the playoffs. When Judge struggles, this team struggles. And we've seen that in the playoffs. And in a short series, especially against a divisional opponent like the Blue Jays, if he's not producing, that's a problem. In the playoffs, that will end your season. I do believe that Judge will figure it out, so I'm not too worried about it, but that is something that did not hold in this series. So did the Yankees respond in this series? Yeah, early. Game 1 and Game 2, falling behind in both games, they could have folded. But instead they responded. Game 1, they were down 5-3 in the 7th. They've got 2 2-run homers. Put yourself up 7-5, just like that. Game 2, they were down 3-0. Could have folded. Instead, you get a couple of home runs and a comeback win. That is positive. But the bigger issue remains that they still struggle to sustain offense across a full series. And because of that, every game becomes tight. So, what was the turning point of this series? Well, for me, it's Game 3, the 9th inning of Game 3. We had the tying run on second base with 2 outs in the ninth inning. You had a chance to secure the series win, build momentum, and change the tone going into the fourth game. But instead, you have a missed opportunity. You get shut out the next game. And instead of winning a series, you split it. So that moment right there defined the series for the Yankees. It went from winning it to tying it. As for player performances, the positive, it goes without saying, Cam Schlittler was a real positive. He is the real deal. The Yankees needed starting pitching stability badly, and he has given it to them. Jazz Chisholm is another positive. He's had multiple multi-hit games. So, since he started wearing Giancarlo Stanton's pants and using Caballero's bat, whatever works. The concern right now through this series is Judge. It's not panic, but it's reality. When Judge struggles, the lineup is very vulnerable. And this series proved that. And who is trending right now? Yovanny Cruz. This could matter because the bullpen help emerging internally would be massive for this team. We've been saying it. We love the options in AAA. Unfortunately, we're not going to see him for a little bit with Cole coming back. But I think that by the end of this year, we will have him and a few other guys from the minors up in this bullpen. And I do believe that will change the look. He could possibly be the closer of this team come October. But we'll see. As for our structural check, this series reinforced the exact identity of the Yankees right now. The things that are aligned are the starting pitching development, the team's resilience, and their ability to respond within games. The thing that's not aligned is the offensive sustainability. So even though we have the ability to respond within games, we're still way too dependent on offensive bursts and not sustaining consistently scoring runs. Another thing not aligned is the late game stability, because we've seen it here. Both of these wins in this series felt unstable, unsecure. You did not know, are we going to win this or are we going to blow this yet again? Like we saw in the last series with the Mets. And then the third thing is the margin creation. And this is still the biggest issue for this team. Because the Yankees continue living in one-run games, in stressful ninth innings, in very narrow outcomes. And that's exhausting baseball over a long season. You would like to see them be able to beat these teams comfortably. So the biggest takeaway, the Yankees are capable of competing, but they're still not built comfortably. And that's a very important difference. So what do we learn from this series? Well, number one, Schlittler is foundational. It's not just temporary excitement. He's not just a flash in the pan. This guy is an ace. And at the moment, he is the ace of this team. Even when Fried and Cole come back, there is no one that I trust more than Cam Schlittler on the mound right now. Second thing we learned is the offense still depends way too heavily on Judge. And when he struggles, everything tightens. The third thing, of course, the Yankees still don't create enough margin. And because of that, every game becomes stressful in the late innings. We look at our trend lines. Our starting pitching continues to trend upwards. Our young contributors, seeing Yovanny Cruz excel in those 2 innings in his debut were awesome. So the young contributors are trending up. Our bullpen trust is trending down a little bit. I mean, we saw some blown saves. Both of these wins were very uncomfortable. I did not think that we were going to hold on. Luckily, we did. But I can't say that I trust the guys that we're bringing in for the 8th and 9th inning. Our offense continues to be consistently inconsistent. So I'm not going to say our consistency is going up or down. It is consistent, but it's consistently inconsistent. We will have games of scoring a lot of runs and then stretches of absolutely nothing. So what should we be looking for in the next series? Well, the biggest thing, number one, is can the offense stabilize around Judge? And that is critical. He is the biggest piece of this lineup, and he needs to get going again. Number two is, how is Garrett Cole going to look in his first start since pitching in the 2024 World Series? Because him coming back and being a solid starter would be key, especially right now while we have Fried on the IL. And number three, can they start winning games more comfortably? Because right now, these series are exhausting. And it would be nice to have a comfortable lead at the end of the game and know that you're going to win, as opposed to stressing over how the heck are we going to get out of this. For our final verdict, the Yankees are showing more resilience than they were a month ago. They're competing, they're fighting, they're getting contributions from new places, but they still haven't solved the biggest issue. They do not create enough margin to survive inconsistencies. And until they do, every game is going to continue to feel like we are one pitch away from disaster. And that's the standard. It's not just finding ways to compete, but building enough margin to survive when things go wrong. This is the standard with Brian Leavy.